Welcome back to the San Marino Grand Prix. This is what's just happened through the break. Rob Sharp there amazingly goes wide at Villeneuve. He's down to 8th. He's let Rautavaara through and Engberink. And now
Harvey's close, but kept it there.
He'll be under pressure now from Harvey. Now that's just, is that just a little bit getting to him? Because let's face it, you know, he's had some really good races. I think he's had 3 fantastic races with what he's having to drive. But in the end,
and all the bad luck that's happened to him has not been his fault. But this time, probably his fault because it was a bit of a lock-up in the acceleration zone. So he's carried too much speed through there. So it looks like
he still holds 8th, but arguably another stop to go. If Evo GP aren't paying attention, if they haven't done their homework, which is arguably incredibly possible, that he could watch that become, you know, 12th, 13th again.
Yeah, it's possible. Huntley has returned from the pits after his seemingly only stop with a 10-second lead over Poirier.
And it's just interesting that as we left for the break, Kerrinan pitted. He's back to 16th. He's 35 seconds behind Huntley.
Yeah. He was quite a long way back from Huntley, and well, that shows.
Fairly certain one of the locals has gotten himself into a bit of trouble there. We'll keep you tuned on that, don't worry. Nonetheless, Sharp and Harvey, 2 Brits fighting it out.
Yeah, 2 Brits and 2 debutants to simulated racing as well.
Yes.
Definitely bedding in now and getting settled, and it's looking good for them. Saeed's slightly catching Poirier. Could we see a 2nd place for Saeed?
And not only that, but some interesting news recently is that, of course, the GPTCC is coming back, which is a fantastic news, really. Apex Racing, they're making their debut in the series. They weren't part of it beforehand, but they were able to bring in Harvey into that series. So that's really good. He's really progressing in his career.
Can't wait to see him with some of the other ones.
There are a few teams that are involved in the GPTCC that are here on the grid today. Not all of them, but a number of them. It's fantastic to see it back there. Meanwhile, Huntley.
Yeah. I was at 10-second lead ahead of Poirier.
Is Poirier
going into Piratella as Huntley exits Aqua Minerale. Interesting to see that the marshals have just left Noak's car next to the tyres rather than lifting it over like they did with Foro's.
I wonder if maybe Foro, that's where people go spearing off. Not many go spearing off the second part towards.
It has been pushed into a safe place, but I can't see why the poor bloke pushed it uphill. I can tell you, pushing a car like that uphill through a gravel track is not easy.
You might have had Josh help him.
Yeah, get the driver to help, it's always useful.
Well, we got to remember, Josh is the team manager. Maybe there's an electric motor or something in the car. You know, just kick it into reverse electric mode and just reverse it up the hill when it's blown one of its Mercedes engines. You never know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anti-Kers.
It's just an interesting development. I don't know.
It's very interesting. I want one.
He's definitely still catching Poirier.
Now Saeed has pitted?
Yes, they've all pitted now at least once. Vizioso and Black side by side, nowhere near it though.
The other Elite 2 car, the only one surviving. We haven't had.
Yeah.
We've had 5 retirements, but none have been from the same team, which is good to see.
Not yet. Yes.
You never want to see 2 retirements.
No, especially when they're doing well at the front as well. So you just hope that Huntley and Saeed keep it going.
Seems like a very large problem for the locals. We'll keep you posted on it though.
Yeah, I think there's been I think debris from one of the accidents.
Two cats stuck up a tree.
Two cats stuck up a tree. That'd be trees in the infield, I think. As Hunsley sets fastest lap, as Harvey's looking to get past Sharp. Not into Rivazza this time. Rivazza seemingly just a name for a corner, nothing special about the word, just a name. Poirier through Villeneuve, of course, named after.
They couldn't find anything interesting to name it after, so they just named it.
So they opened up a Scrabble box, picked out a bunch of letters, and said, "Make a word out of that."
Yes.
So Sharp into Tamburello, which is in English the tambourine, which is probably named after the drumming noises of the river that runs behind the runoff on the exit. Villeneuve corner, named after Gilles Villeneuve, who had an enormous accident there in 1980. Poirier through Aqua Minerale, as explained earlier, mineral water.
That would probably. Does the river go around there at all? Because you'd have to, or there could just be a mineral spring there.
That would be it, because the river runs from Rivazza around the edge of the track and past Tosa and on.
Ooh, Utsa just getting a bit too much on the curb there. He's in 12th. He's going to have to hustle if he wants to get some points. You can see Sigulakis. He's got a problem because it's Chaco in between.
And he's got to stop again, which isn't going to help him that much. But with only 17 cars left,
oh, hello.
It's not too bad. Somebody off at Bassa, that would seem.
Oh, that would have to be McNamara.
It's 2KF1.
They're getting it all horribly wrong there. The three of them. It's McNamara. He had a look at Deal.
So he's smashed into the back of Deal. Deal's carried it on. He's stuck him into the track. Rautavara, bang, straight into him. And a bit of wheels caught together. Engbrink gets involved.
That's just slowed the three of them down. Rautavara, you have to wonder. You could see McNamara in the middle of the corner a mile away.
Yeah. Even if you didn't see the yellow flags, the car was definitely in the way.
I'm sorry, it's not exactly. You can't really miss that car. It's one of the brightest out there. I mean, I've got no doubt that's probably the brightest car that we're watching right here. Engbrink's Speedy. I mean, that thing's just crazy. But you can't exactly say that you didn't see this car. I mean, it's practically
especially when you've spent 29 laps looking at that curve and going, "There's no car spun the wrong way there." You'd notice something different. Well, maybe there's just some revenge there. Maybe Rautavara and McNamara have had some fisticuffs at some point. Maybe that's what the police sirens have been for.
Well, they did get together. They were at the front in Melbourne. I seem to remember there was definitely at least one pass, and there may have been a collision at some point as well.
Were they hitting each other at the turn 1 at Malaysia that sent McNamara into the wall?
No, that was Noack.
Ah, okay.
Two Australians there. Noack, that was a massive shame. He ended up finishing 4th. And he lost a lot of time in that. McNamara lost a ton of time, but Noack really, to end up 4th, not all within striking distance really.
Rautavara has pitted after that. Maybe there was damage to the front wing. Well, what do I mean? Maybe there must have been loads. Dimas has pitted as well. He's going to promote Black.
Here's Harvey, still behind Sharp. These two are having a really good battle.
So Rautavara's dropped behind Dimas there, although that could just be pit boxes and where they are.
I would imagine. Saeed.
He's third, staying about 3 seconds behind Poirier. He's not really pushing for anything else. But he's keeping a decent 5-second gap to Deal. So the Deal McNamara gap was, well, nothing, and now it's 7 seconds.
You must also remember Poirier. He's instrumental in getting the F1 series running. He turned a wheel a few times, and he made a return this current season. Hunsley's in the pit lane.
Hunsley pits, that's very interesting.
So I wonder
what have my boys done?
It's a very interesting, it's a very short middle stint for DTK. Maybe there was a slight problem.
Maybe.
Poirier in the lead, as I was just saying.
But he had a 15-second lead, so it's... not going to be too bad. Saeed pits as well. So I suppose Poirot and Deal also got to pit as well. So it's not too bad for Hunsley. He's probably just covering off anything for anyone else. McNamara's pitting, Engbrink's pitting, everybody's pitting. Busy pit lane at the moment there.
15 or 16
Chaco's having a look at Skylakis, is that?
Naron's into the pit lane. Wow, that's interesting. He's a long way back.
So Hunsley returns third. That would be Sharp's behind him, so that would be not McNamara in front. I don't know who it is. Skylakis locks up into Tosa, which literally translates to fleeces. No idea why, but it's probably to do with
possibly
sheep farms. Yeah,
you would imagine.
Being in this part of Italy, it's probably not a bad guess. So Acqua Minerale, it's taken a few prisoners so far this race. Not had any for a few laps now, which I suppose is good for everyone, really.
Indeed, McNamara spinning has been the only. Here he is right now. Has been the only yellow flag recently. Poirot into pit lane.
Poirot pits. Deal has got Hunsley right on his bum basically now. Hunsley pitted, fueled up for the end. He's got a big gap to anyone else really. So there he goes, up to second. Deal's right ahead of him. He can smell victory. Sharp up to third there.
Harvey's
probably got to stop again.
Harvey into pit lane. Will he be trying for the undercut on Sharp?
Potentially. Dovizioso up to 9th and Black 8th and Utsa 7th. It's been an uncharacteristically bad race for Utsa.
Now you have to wonder. You wouldn't think it's possible for the BRTs to make it to the finish?
Well, they could do, but Deal's going to have to defend from Hunsley, who's on new tyres and they'll be on the same fuel. And Hunsley's just been on form today, so Deal had trips to gravel.
Hunsley might even be just a tad lower. You know, you might have a little bit less emergency. You know, just a little bit added extra to make sure you make it to the finish. Whereas Deal, from a lot further out, you have to have a little bit more of that excess fuel just to make sure.
Yeah. Karen locking up again, double lock up into the high corner.
Karen probably getting a little bit high up there. There's
no Schweppes made drugs.
Oh, shh. The secret is Schwepp essence. I'll get out. There we go. I got my ad out. It's okay. Sponsorship. Tip my hat over there. I tip my hat over there. Nonetheless, Chaco into the pit lane. Utsa into the pit lane as well. We get back on to the race proper. Let's get back on to the subject.
Yes, that'd be useful. See, look, Hunsley, he dropped back at the end of the lap, but he's caught back up. 1.3 seconds is about what it's been for the last 2 laps.
Here we go. You may not have gotten that, but the radio message has come through to Pablo Deal. Hit this lap.
Ah, interesting. So, but 13 laps to go. Is Deal going to become the first race winner to finish the next race? Skylakis is slightly wide and just saves it.
And again.
Just about saves it.
He's in
but
fifth.
That's Black right behind him. He's going to make a move into Variante Alta. No contact. Very clean, guys. Well done. Dovizioso right on Black now. Black lost loads of time through there. Deal is in the pits. Saeed is right behind them as well.
There's Harvey. He's behind his teammate. He's behind Rautavara. Is there being a problem?
Well, no, Rautavara was ahead of him. And then he had that crash and lost some time, so they're a bit closer than they would have been. So Hunsley, big lead again now.
He's just going to have to coerce the car to the finish, make sure of it. Black into the pit lane. Dovizioso follows.
So I think the main thing now is who's going to get second and third. Saeed's dropped back, but where's he going to pull himself back up to? Sharp second, long second stint. can't see him keeping it there to the end. Poirier third, maybe he's going to stick to second at the end. He's right behind Sharp.
I have just gotten a message through from our producers that if anybody was listening before, there was, of course, sirens. They just sent me a message saying many cats have been saved this day.
The internet is going to be so happy with that. Saving cats, absolutely lovely.
Nonetheless, Sharp still holding second. There's Poirier in third. Poirier,
he's got a decent gap to Sigalakis.
Yes, indeed.
Teammate Black has rejoined in last. That's unfortunate for him.
Getting down, 12 odd laps to go, which is about the amount that some of the runners were taking in their middle stint. So I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing some pits very soon for the final 12 odd laps. Now that was Dovizioso, he's gotten ahead of Black there, so good job by the Elite 2 team.
I think they pitted at the same time, to be honest.
Yes, they did.
So Dovizioso's pulled an overtake there. Dimas 14th. Chaco's having a bit of a relatively anonymous race in 13th. Dovizioso not into Sharp. Dimas.
Now, of course,
Mayron is right behind.
This is effectively a home race for him.
Yeah.
Mayron
going to turn one. Yeah.
Very aggressive defending there.
At the end of this lap.
Really
Here we go, Rob Sharp has just been given the directions to pit at the end of this lap.
So that promote Poirier into second, Sigalakis into third. Now, is Sigalakis ready to go to the end, or is he going to pit again? Because if he's going to pit, that's Saeed into third. If not, Saeed's got a battle.
From what we've seen so far today, I think that it's going to be very hard for anybody to go at one stop. It's a very much a two-stop race, but everybody is taking their two stops at different times, and it's all a case of who's going to be fast and where they're going to be fast. There we go. Rob Sharp's in the pit lane.
So that promotes Poirier to second.
A good effort by him today. 13
seconds behind race leader Hansley. Although that would have probably been fourth because of the retirements of Rinjao and Foro. Sigalakis is pitted as well.
There you go. Rativar is ahead of Sharp. Sharp's at the pit exit.
Next to Harvey, it's Sharp versus Harvey is the main battle. Oops is up to 11th after his stops.
Now,
really sneak point there.
Here you go. Harvey and Sharp. I don't know if Apex made a mistake. Maybe there was a bit of traffic at some stage for Harvey, because there was not that large a gap before.
No, I think Sharp's found a rhythm through there, up into second, gaining confidence.
He didn't have anybody to fight with, and so he's been able to push on from there. This is interesting. Karen's still running.
Now he's had Poirier behind him, just maybe checking in the mirrors and seeing what he's doing to be so fast. The following, so Deal is now catching Saeed. Will the Brazilians steal a debut podium for Saeed?
On a day where Saeed's doing so well, it'd be heartbreak for him and the Cedars team to see podium slip away at this stage. 10 laps to go. Karen continues. Goodness, is he going to be possibly the only person who can one stop?
Yeah, well, McNamara probably would have made it as well, but he was forced into a second pit stop after that crash down at Variante Bassa.
Watching Hunsley here through Aqua Minerale, keeping it on the track, which is the most important thing for him. He's just been in a class of his own the whole race. Now about one lock-up mistake at Variante Alta, caught on cameras. Apart from that, he's just left everyone else for dust. Has been quite fortunate that his two main rivals for the race have retired from the race, but he seemed to have them covered anyway. So Poirier, can't tell the difference between him and Saeed now.
Put Sharp in an apex sandwich now. He's got Rautavaara ahead of him, probably about the same distance away as Harvey is behind him. Saeed and Deal are close now. Across the start line. 8 laps to go for these two. 8 laps for Deal to try and get past Saeed. Will he do it? Overtaking's not been the easiest race for overtaking, but it has happened in places. Come towards Acqua Minerale per Hunsley, race leader. And out we go. Over the top of the hill. Is Kerrinan catching Deal and Saeed? I think he might be.
That'll be very interesting. That if he's on a one stop, that he should be doing, that he should be catching them. Could be the hard tyre selection, possibly. That's okay.
Or it could just mean that he's very low on fuel now, and he's just catching them with sheer pace. Because remember that he is leading the championship at the moment, but he did slide off at Acqua Minerale very early in the race. At the moment, it's a good recovery drive.
The Cosworth engine, not the best or strongest in any one situation, but a very powerful race engine. It has been reported.
It's a decent all-rounder, really.
Yes. And you can definitely see them, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if Deal really catches up and Saeed has to do some defending, Kerrinan is going to really get onto them straight away.
He could be on for it.
Because this is one of those circuits where you need flow, and if you're battling, you're going to lose a lot of time in most of the corners.
And you have
so
to
it's
wonder
going to be very easy to catch up with someone.
You have to wonder if that's what was hurting Sharp earlier, Rob Sharp, and then Harvey was taken away, Sharp was released, and he was really able to, just as you said before, get into a rhythm, and he's put himself into a nice position in between the two apexes. Probably not going to catch Rautavaara, but he's probably not going to be caught by Harvey either. Talking about being caught, Saeed, he's definitely been caught. Will he be caught a second time by Kerrinan? Deal just struggling to find anything to get past.
Yeah, well, Saeed's doing a good job of keeping the gap at about half a second. It's been like that for 2 or 3 laps now. Deal's doing the same lap times, really. They're faster in some bits, slower in other bits. So there's a decent queue here, battling away for 14th. Dimas, Dovizioso, Neyron, and Black, that would be in last place. So, Hunsley pulling away from Poirot now. It was 13 seconds after the pit stop, it's now 14. Oh yeah, Kerrinan is starting to drop back now. It's 3 seconds up basically. It was 2.5. So maybe it is tyre wear starting to hit.
He may have just found it a little bit and then possibly pushed a bit too hard.
Or it's just on a cool down lap. Poirot happily in second. 13 seconds to a car in front, 6 seconds to car behind battling. Just keep it going to the finish. You know, Viper they've had a race win. Not sure about any other podiums, but another podium's always welcome.
Poirier was definitely running strongly in Australia, where really sadly for him, car failure robbed him of a chance of points. Since then he hasn't really been doing all that well, but he searched during the week. He was able to find a little bit more in himself, and it's definitely come out today with a very strong second place so far.
There's 5 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I think at 5-6, I think we would have had 5 laps to go notification. Very interesting that Neyron's gotten past Black at some stage, because I'm pretty sure Black was running in second last, in 16th.
No, after the pit stops, he did return last.
Yeah, very interesting indeed.
Hunsley's still pulling away. Said's dropping back quite a bit now.
From Poirier, that would be the result of him fighting, no doubt. It's interesting. Those two probably fighting so hard that it's keeping Kerrinan relatively close, even if he is dropping back with tyre wear.
Yeah, I mean, I think McNamara is actually catching Kerrinan, if anything.
Now, it'll be interesting. Does the team manager move over, or is
does the championship leader move over?
Yes,
that's
indeed.
the other thing. Or do they just battle, or do they just hit each other? Here we go, 5 laps to go.
We'll have to ask our colleagues at DTK about that. How to hit each other the best way possible.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh. Dimas here, he's just gone a little bit away from Dovizioso, it seems. Yeah, we'll move away from that topic.
Yes, definitely.
Very interesting. Saeed is now 3/10. Deal, it was 5/10.
Deal definitely in the slipstream now.
That was Saeed. He was hugging the inside there. He was very defensive. Oh, Deal. Have a look at the inside.
Into Villeneuve. No, too fast there. Depending on how you've set your car up, you can take that first bit flat out. So you don't want to overtake into there. Side out of Tosa towards Piratella. Like Ravazza, it just seems to be a corner name more than anything with meaning. But that's irrelevant really, because Poirier towards Variante. Pretty fast chicane really. Again, depending on how you set up and how much you cut, it can be pretty fast, but
oh, hello.
Ratavara slightly wide and into the gravel. That lets Sharp through. Sharp through, and Harvey. Oh, he's blocked his teammate. He's still blocking his teammate. He's sliced right across the track.
Here comes
Uts is going to nick some points if he's not careful. I'm not too sure how team manager Milos Sanchevsky is going to be happy with that. You know, Ratavara slides off. Okay, it happens, but to return and then block your teammate,
clearly
and bring somebody.
It might have been a case of miscommunication. He might have moved over, letting Harvey through, but Harvey had already committed to going around on the right-hand side. Possible.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was, it's happened, and it's not helped them at all.
Nope. Sharp goes through into 8th place, so he's actually where he started. But yes, now the Apexes are going to be under some intense pressure from Utsa. Pressure that should not have happened, and now with all fighting, that could lead. That could have Sigulakis making an attempt at points as well. Sigulakis, that's a massive shame for him today. I mean, started 7th, he's so far out of the points.
Yeah, I mean, he was towards the podium positions, but kind of from the start of the race, he's been holding everybody up, and he's just not been on form today. So the speedy not really working well for him, but Engbrink is up to 7th from 17th, so a bit of change of fortune there. So Sharp now with a decent gap behind him to the Apexes, who've just ruined each other's race really. Dimas still holding everybody up in the battle for 14th. It's not really a battle, it's more of a procession there for 14th, because they're not doing anything.
Saeed, 3 laps to go, he's been able to eke out a bit of an advantage. He had 6/10 at one point, he lost another 10th to Deal through the last sector of the lap.
But I think they've been following each other for 10 laps now. I think Saeed's got him covered. He knows what Deal's going to try. Kerrinan, one stop, definitely seems a bit faster from when you were that far back, and with a mistake to get up to 5th. You know, he's made up 10 possessions with a major slide off at Criminale.
It's very interesting that in the first 4 races there have been 2 occasions with drivers having mistakes early in the race, losing a large quantity of time, but still fighting back the top 5 positions. as I said before, Josh Nowak in Malaysia. A fantastic effort. What could have been for the Elite 2 driver that day? Karen, well, would it have been victory? Probably not.
No.
But could it have been a podium?
Hunsley is just... Could have been. I mean, without that mistake, he would definitely had enough time to get ahead of Said and Deal, seeing how close he is to them. But yeah, 2KF1 haven't...
You have to also wonder, you know, Karen being team manager can very much, sitting in that seat, he can point the finger and say, this is what we're doing now. Got a bit of leadership qualities in that seat. Would he have been able to tell his engineer, that's it, I'm not going to push at all, it's a one stop or it's nothing from here?
Well, he's going slow, because McNamara was 1/10 behind him across the start line. McNamara is caught up to Kerenan's. This could be very interesting with 2 laps to go. What are the teammates going to do? Are you going to let one driver through, or are you going to let the championship leader stay ahead? Or are you just going to battle away and potentially crash?
Poirier,
wide spin! 2 laps to go. Is
Poirier
going to keep it going? He's going to keep it going. He's got 6 seconds ahead of him, behind him even.
Oh, he's going to have to...
Oh, Said's through, Deal's through.
There you go, the 2KF1s.
And the 2KF1s. What a massive disaster. Engbrink too.
And Sharp,
so
and I think the Apex is close enough. He just cannot get out of the gravel trap. He's having to see, he's lost himself a podium position as Hunsley starts the final lap. Poirier, he still can't get out. I think maybe he just has now. What a massive shame there. Stephen Poirier, second. With basically a lap and a half to go. Here we go, we'll have a look at Jacko.
Maybe the mineral water got onto the track there and he just found it.
Hang on, Poirier, no, he's only getting going now.
What looked like an amazing day for Viper has turned into a disaster. Second last and last. How unfortunate can you be? Well, he could only have been more unfortunate if he'd spun out the lead. Hunsley gets through Acqua Minerale without having any problems. So that's going to be 20-second gap to second, which is Said. So Cedars, second place. 24 seconds even. That's massive.
They've definitely played their cards today, Cedars. They've gotten a lot of luck and they've been able to get it. But at the end of the day, there is one man who needed no luck. Did he get it? Yes. Did he need it? No. Nonetheless,
not really.
Jack Hunsley through the final chicane. He will take it. Started from pole. He's the first person to go pole and win. Fantastic effort. Jack Hunsley wins the San Marino Grand Prix for DTK.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might have done pole, fastest lap and lead every lap.
We'll definitely find that out afterwards.
No, I am mistaken, because he did drop to third at one point. Yep, Said, he's had Deal right behind him for the whole final stint, but he's kept it there. Mr. 11th place is second place.
Fantastic effort. Keranen will lead so McNamara.
Probably just about keeps championship lead, but Hunsley's going to be right up with him. Engbrink as well. That's going to be close as McNamara finally makes the overtake after the race. Sharp gets a brilliant 7th place, first points for him, and Evo GP as well.
Utsa ends up getting 10th.
Apex is in 8th and 9th, Utsa 10th, Sigurlakas just misses out on points.
No
Chaco
points for
12th.
Monster. No points for Monster today.
No, after Tom Barrett's unfortunate crash at Acqua Minerale and crossing the line in 17th, the unluckiest man out there. Second place, with 1.5 laps to go, chucks it away. Well, it was an interesting race in the end, and Jack Hunsley took the win.
So there we have our official results. Jack Hunsley for DTK wins by 25 seconds from Said and Deal. Keranen and McNamara for 2KF1 have their own little intra-team battle between each other. Engbrink tries to come in on it at the end, but is not close enough. Sharp, first points for himself and for Evo GP in an uncertain time for the team. Rautavar and Harvey get more points on the board for Apex, something they haven't seen now for 2 races. And Utsa, after a largely, well, what can you say?
Anonymous run. Yeah,
Yes.
anonymous run. That's the word.
That'll
he's kept
definitely
it
do it. He's able
He's
to
taken
sneak 10th with a lap and a half to go, thanks to Poirier sliding off after Utsa, Sigulakis, Chaco. Could they have gotten top 10? Yes. Did they? No. Behind them, a long way behind, was the Dimas train, Choo Choo. Dimas, Davizioso, Neyron, Black, having their own little battle, being very gentleman about it. You know, for everyone to finish, for 4 people to finish within a second and a half, must have been a certain amount of, oh, after you, sir, after you.
Or maybe just a point of, this is a battle for 14th, why bother?
Yeah, perhaps.
Just get to the end and hope everybody spins off in front of them. Of course, that person who did spin off was Stephen Poirier in 17th, but he at least got it to the end, unlike R04, who spun off at the same place. Just missed the wall, but it was retirement. Josh Nowak and Tapio Rinyaho, engines blew up within seconds of each other, really. Stefan Berner's transmission died, and Tom Barrett spun off into the wall on his debut.
Massive shame for him, unfortunately. We'll have a look at the fastest lap of the race. It was indeed Huntsley, so... Well, actually, Deal won from pole last week, didn't he? So it's not actually the first person to win from pole, Jack Huntsley, but he is the first to get himself a Grand Slam through the weekend. Is it the... It is the Grand Slam,
It's not quite a Grand Slam, because he didn't lead every lap, but he still sets fastest lap, which is only...
Not the Triple Crown, that's... No.
It is the triple, but it's not the Grand Slam.
No, it's yeah. So you got the triple for the weekend, that's for sure. Fastest lap, pole position, win. We'll go for that.
Fastest lap was only 2/10 off pole, which is not bad at all. Lap chart, we can confirm that. Yeah, Huntsley was led after a second stop. Very, very small middle stint there. What's that? 3 laps or something? 10 laps?
10 laps.
Not much.
Makes it very interesting. So he dropped down to 3rd for a while, that is for sure. We'll have a look.
A while being 2 laps, yeah. Said and Deal is the battle. And of course, Pablo Deal is the first race winner to finish the next race.
Yes. We'll have a look. Oops. Have a look at Sharp. Utsa, very interesting. He sort of went up, but he went back down again as well. Sharp, he was interesting. He seemed to be going up fantastically, dropped down. In the end, he would have finished at the same place he started.
But benefited from one of the most unfortunate events ever, basically. So, McNamara didn't exactly have the cleanest of races after the spin and punch up with Rautavaara. Perhaps the now catless policemen will be going there towards 2KF1 and Apex to keep them apart.
Perhaps. There could definitely be a reason for it. Nonetheless, we'll leave it there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was the San Marino Grand Prix Formula FG Season 1. Not too bad, in all honesty. Nonetheless, a massive thank you again to Jimmy Ladd of DTK Racing. Thanks for coming to the commentary box. No
problem. I'll definitely try and come back again.
And that's an interesting point. He'll be back, and once again we'll be hoping to get more people into the commentary box throughout the season. But nonetheless, we hope you enjoyed it, and from myself and Jimmy, we bid you all good night.
Farewell.